You've never had this much freedom, and yet you've never felt this tired. Something is wrong, and it's not a lack of effort. Look around. You can choose what you eat. You can learn almost anything online. You can change careers. You can work from anywhere. In theory, you're free. But in reality, anxiety, burnout, and exhaustion are everywhere. When was the last time you went to bed and genuinely felt, today was enough? Maybe the problem isn't that you're doing too little. Maybe it's that you're never allowed to stop. In a moment, you'll understand why resting now feels like guilt, and how to break that without giving up your goals. We live inside a culture that repeats the same message like a silent mantra. Be better, do more, optimize everything, keep evolving. At first glance, it sounds healthy, but there's a cost no one puts in the caption. When everything becomes a project, you stop being human, and you become a product. You become both the manager and the employee of your own life, and that manager never accepts rest, never accepts boredom, never accepts good enough. Notice something? You're not living anymore. You're managing yourself. Picture a normal day in your head. You wake up. Before getting out of bed, you check notifications. You see someone doing better than you. You already feel behind. You drink your coffee while listening to a podcast at 2 times speed because you need to use your time wisely. At work, you expect Olympic-level performance from yourself. You make one mistake and punish yourself for hours. Night comes. Time to rest? No. Time to work out, not for health, but because your body needs to look a certain way. Time to read, not for pleasure, but to stay ahead. Even leisure feels like a task. You watch a movie while feeling guilty because you could be doing something productive. And at the end of the day, the exhaustion isn't physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's not your body that's tired. It's your ego. For most of history, exploitation came from the outside. Someone said, "You must do this." Today, the system is smarter. No one needs to watch you. The whip is already in your hand. You pressure yourself. You compare yourself. You exploit yourself. Willingly. Believing it's self-fulfillment. Philosophers call this the performance society. The shift was subtle. We replaced "you must" with "you can." And it sounds empowering, but it's deadly. When everything is possible, nothing is ever enough. In a few minutes, you'll recognize the clearest sign that you're already trapped in this cycle. If you can do anything, then if you haven't made it, it's your fault. Not the system, not the pace, not the impossible standards. You. That constant weight creates collapse. Anxiety isn't weakness. It's an engine running in the red. Burnout isn't a character flaw. It's the circuit breakers shutting off before everything burns down. And still, you blame yourself. Notice what we've done to pleasure. If you like drawing, why don't you sell it? If you enjoy cooking, you should monetize that. If you like traveling, start a channel. Nothing is allowed to be useless. Nothing is allowed to be just yours. Everything must become metrics, money, exposure. We turned life into a resume. That's not living. That's performing. When your value depends on performance, rest becomes a threat. Take a breath. Be honest. Are you trying to grow? Or are you trying to prove you deserve to exist? How much of your effort is genuine desire, and how much is fear of being ordinary? You're running toward a finish line that moves the moment you get close. Now comes the part almost no one talks about. This isn't an attack on growth. Discipline is healthy. Wanting to improve is human. The problem isn't evolution. It's only accepting yourself when you're producing. It's looking in the mirror and seeing a machine that needs upgrading. Maybe what you're missing isn't another method. Maybe it's presence. Doing something without posting it. Training without tracking it. Reading without proving it. Resting without explaining yourself. Today, that's rebellion, and it might be the only thing keeping some people from breaking. If this video gave you a quiet sense of relief, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's exhausted from trying to be enough. And if you feel like you're losing yourself inside this endless race, subscribe. Here, we don't teach you how to squeeze more output out of yourself. We teach you how not to lose your soul while building your life. Because there's no point conquering the world if you're not whole enough to live inside it.